Holy wa, Quebec Nordique fans. Why? Guess what? Les Montreal Canadiens! Oh, man. I mean, I know it's not regular season, but it's season. It's preseason. Check this out. You want to see a good matchup? Boom. Boom. Oh boy! It's the return of the Battle of Quebec! Les Montreal Canadiens versus Les Quebec Nordiques! Oh, I've waited years to see this match! I've waited years for this game! And now we're back, baby! Les Quebec Nordiques hosting Les Montreal Canadiens!
Welcome back to EA Sports preseason action continues tonight. We are just seconds away now from
enjoy. Violet Force!
Blizzard have won the opening face-off and take possession here at the start. And a good use of the body to knock the puck loose. Callaway stick handling in his own zone. Cuts into the paint. Oh, what a stop by Montembeau. We got a whistle as the puck's frozen.
Lucas knows if she can just get open, her teammates will try and set her up for that one-timer blast. That's her 1T zone ability, and it's incredibly powerful.
Suzuki's quick stick off the draw wins possession. Stretch pass.
That stretch pass is a beauty, James.
Big sex!
With the glove. Lots of time left in this period. We've still got zeros on the board. The Canadians win the faceoff. Let's it go!
Ooh, good save! Oh, no! Oh!
On the doorstep, the rebound there to be had, and they made no mistake about tucking that one home.
That sucked.
This is just a great goal, James, and just reiterates that in today's game, the hands are separate from the body. He's stumbling and still has his eyes on the puck. Not in the greatest position, but manages to get a shot off that beats the tender.
Montreal's got the game's first goal here in the first, and
I got lucky on that.
approach, right? Silence the crowd, Cheryl.
Well, yeah, and you got to start with some energy, and you got to get your lines into the game right away, and that's exactly what they did. There was a wave of momentum, and they capitalized on their opportunity.
And this isn't the only Original Six game that we're going to have. I mean, not that the Quebec Nordiques were Original Six, but the Montreal Canadiens were Original Six, and we're going to continue playing other Original Six teams in this episode. We're going to have games against the New York Rangers and the Boston Bruins.
Carries the puck through the neutral zone. Can't hang on to the biscuit after that. Quebec's got the puck along the wall. Takes a shot and sends it off.
I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about, like, I was looking at the Central Division, and I see, like, Calgary and Edmonton are in the Pacific Division, which, I mean, that's normal, they actually are in the Pacific Division, but then I thought, why aren't they in the Central Division? I mean, I know that Colorado and Utah are in the Central Division, but shouldn't Colorado and Utah be in the Pacific Division, and Edmonton and Calgary be in the Central Division? Like, wouldn't that make more sense? I mean, like, geographically speaking, right? Like, isn't Calgary and Edmonton, Alberta, isn't that, like, further east than, like, Colorado and Utah? Like, isn't, like, Colorado and Utah closer to the Pacific Ocean than Calgary and Edmonton, Alberta? Because, I mean, if that's the case, then shouldn't Colorado and Utah actually be in the Pacific Division and Edmonton and Calgary be in the Central? I mean, the only reason why I'm, like, okay with it is because that's actually how it is, and I just really wanted the Atlantic Division to be a little bit different, you know, like all the teams that are Atlantic Seaboard teams, you know, and then the Metropolitan Division would be the Eastern Conference teams that are not on the coast of the Atlantic Ocean. You know, same thing I was going with like the Pacific Ocean, you know, so I went with like the teams that are on the Pacific coast. I don't want to like have to like restart the league and do it all over again though, to be honest with you. I really don't want to have to go and do all that because it took a lot, you know what I mean? Like, we drafted our team, and then we did the regular NHL draft where we drafted like 50 players, you know, which was a lot of trading. I traded all of my draft picks in the future just for this year's draft picks. Like, we got rid of every future draft pick that we had just so we could get the amount of draft picks that we needed to draft the entire 50-player roster for both the AHL and NHL teams. That was a lot of effort that we did, and I don't want to, like, scrap the whole franchise mode just to place Edmonton and Calgary in the Central Division and have Colorado and Utah go into the Pacific Division. I'm just not going to worry about it, you know? Colorado and Utah actually do play in the Central Division. Calgary and Edmonton actually do play in the Pacific Division, so it's okay. Besides, I'm in the Eastern Conference. As long as my division is aligned correctly, that's all that matters. And my division is aligned correctly. We've got Montreal. We've got the New York Rangers, the New York Islanders, the New Jersey Devils, the Boston Bruins, the Washington Capitals, the Philadelphia Flyers, and the return of the Hartford Whalers, formerly the Carolina Hurricanes. And that's totally cool. All those teams are on the Atlantic coast. They're all really close to the Atlantic Ocean. Detroit's not off the coast of the Atlantic Ocean. Neither is Columbus. Neither is Pittsburgh. So they don't play in that division. Neither is Tampa Bay, actually. Tampa Bay's not on the coast of the Atlantic Ocean either. Gulf of Mexico, yeah, but not, you know, not the Atlantic Ocean. So Tampa Bay is in the Metropolitan Division, as well as Toronto and Ottawa, because Toronto and Ottawa are not on the coast of the Atlantic Ocean, so they're metropolitan teams, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like what we were going for with that. And then the Western Conference, I just didn't really care so much about, I guess, I don't know. But it just, like I said, it took so much effort for us to draft 50 creative players onto this team. They all have 3-year standard contracts. They're all going to expire at the same time, which is going to be a problem because then we're going to have to re-sign a lot of people. And I don't know who we're going to be able to re-sign. I don't think we're going to be able to re-sign everybody unless we keep everybody's stats fairly low. You know, which is why we're going to watch all of the games instead of play the games. That's what we're going to do. We're going to watch the games, not play the games. We might actually watch the AHL games while we're at it too. Might as well. Only the home games, I think, though. Yeah, we'll like broadcast and watch all of the home AHL games, and then we'll like watch all of the NHL home and away games. I'm really liking this color matchup.
He's a big name for this club, and they rely on him to generate offense. Witzel's known for his spinorama zone ability, which he uses to shake off defenders. Let's see if one of these players can give their team the edge tonight. I know I'll be watching. Guys, back to you.
And makes the save. Centering feed! And he shuts down a great stretch. Here we go. Look at this. They're really applying the squeeze down on the offensive end. Along the half wall. Oh, what a save on the play. Another shot. Oh, wow. Does it again. Tremendous cycle we're going.
was working on recording the new song that had been in my mind. Turns out it's going to be a baseball song. You know, I'm already kind of starting to get some words for it that are baseball themed. The problem is, the guitar part is a simple 3-chord thing, and I've got plans for more musical instruments, but I don't play piano really honestly well enough. So I need Alyssa Barlow. I need Alyssa Barlow to help me write this song. Ooh, Jermaine Riley scores. Nice. So, Alyssa Barlow, I need your help. I'm writing a song. I need piano, and I need female vocals, and I'm really hoping that Alyssa Barlow can help me out with writing that song, because I honestly don't think I can finish it without her. I need a piano player. I need a piano player to finish this song. I don't know anyone who actually plays piano besides Alyssa Barlow. I mean, it's not because, like, she's my only option. She's the one I'm choosing. I want Alyssa Barlow to be the one that works on this music song with me. She plays piano perfectly well. And I think she would know exactly what to write on piano to accompany the guitar part that I have. Because my guitar part is really, really simple. You know, it's a 3-chord thing. It's kind of repetitive. And, you know, like, I want to do another guitar part, but I'm still trying to figure it out. And it's like, I think I'd rather have piano, because the piano can do more. You know, and I can probably hear more of it with the piano than I could with the guitar. So, that's why I'm trying to, like, you know, I don't know, I guess I'm trying to reach out to Alyssa Barlow just to say, like, I really need your help writing the song and finishing the song. And I don't think I could do it without her.
The Canadians send their man advantage unit out once more.
I need some help on this song. I need a piano. I need someone to harmonize on the vocals with me. I mean, yeah, I can harmonize with myself, but I'd really like to harmonize with some other folks, to be honest with you. It's like I was in my car, you know, delivering food, listening to a really good song from All For One, I Turn To You. Heard it in the Space Jam credits, and I thought, oh my gosh, dude, I haven't heard this song in so long, but it was one of my all-time favorite songs when I was that age, listening to it. So I've been listening to I Turn To You from All For One, like, all the time throughout the last couple of days. I've been practicing it, too. And I'm like, man, I want to sing this. I want to find, like, a group of dudes that I could sing with. You know? And we could do, like, an All For One, Boys to Men style R&B hip-hop group. That's what I want to do. I want an R&B hip-hop group. I want to be one of the singers. I want 3 other guys singing with me, and we can harmonize. That's one of the project ideas that I really want to be a part of. I want to sing in an R&B hip-hop group, because I absolutely love hip-hop and R&B music, and I would love to be a part of, like, a 4-man hip-hop and R&B group. That'd be great. I would love that. The other idea that I've been wanting to do is me and Alyssa Barlow, kind of like a Johnny Cash, June Carter kind of thing, or like maybe like a she and him kind of thing, you know, like Zoe Deschanel and the guy that she had her group with, you know, something like that. You know, we could do something like that too, I think. I don't know. Could be cool. I don't know. She plays piano, I play guitar. We both harmonize. That's another project idea I've had. I just think the most likely idea that would actually be, you know, lived out or whatever, like seemed to happen or something, would be, you know, the R&B hip-hop guy group. Might be easier, but I don't know. I really would like to do a music project with Alyssa Barlow. Even if we just wrote one song together. You know, even if we just worked on one song together. That's all. That'd be awesome. I think it'd be cool.
Without getting scored on, and this is critical, given that it's a tie game.
Every time I work on my music, I'm all by myself.
Playing from the defensive zone.
I don't like being all by myself when I'm working on my music. I'd like to have someone hanging out with me writing music so I can bounce ideas off, you know what I mean? But, oh, nice. Sit out that Brewmeister-Schnitt.
Well, the lead is
You
in their
know.
hands, and now it's about building off of that. Good shift management, dictating pace.
I can record stuff on my phone.
Everything now.
I have a GarageBand app on my phone. I could record stuff. I've got audio microphone that hooks up to my phone, Bluetooth. Well, not Bluetooth. It's like a connector thing, you know, and then like the connector's like a receiver, and then the microphone is connected to the receiver, you know, and then we record vocals that way. And that's a good handy microphone that we have, you know. But I do have a piano. So Alyssa Barlow wouldn't even have to bring her own piano because I actually have one. I have an electric piano, you know. I mean, she's totally, like, if she wanted to bring her, you know, electric piano, that's cool, you know, if that's her preference. But if not, I also have one here. You know, I have one here if she wants to, you know, play that one. That's cool too, you know. Her choice, really. I just really, really want to write a song with Alyssa Barlow. And I thought, why not baseball? You know, this one song I'm working on is kind of like baseball themed, and Alyssa likes baseball, and as a matter of fact, one of my verses that I'm writing is about, I'm going to meet you at the station, and we're going to take the train on down to Wrigley. You know? That's one of the lyrics in the song. I'll meet you at the station, and we're going to get on the train on the way to Wrigley, or something along those lines, right? Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cubs. Her favorite team. My second favorite team. I can't give them the distinction of number one. I love my Detroit Tigers. Chris Ilitch might be fucking over my Detroit Tigers as hard as he possibly can right now, but fuck Chris Ilitch. I'm still a Tigers fan. And if Chris Ilitch keeps doing what he's doing, I'm going to start a petition to force Chris Ilitch to sell the Detroit Tigers to a Detroit owner. Or maybe the fans. Maybe the fans can own the Detroit Tigers somehow. You know, kind of like how the fans own the Green Bay Packers. If there was a way to do that, that'd be awesome. Because Chris Ilitch, I don't understand why he's doing the things that he's doing with the Detroit Tigers to screw them over. I mean, Red Wings, I get it. Chris Ilitch has always hated hockey his entire life, so I get it. But baseball? Really? That makes me think Chris Ilitch must have hated his dad. And that's exactly why he's doing everything he can to screw over the legacy of the Detroit Red Wings and the Detroit Tigers and forcing them to move out of the state of Michigan permanently. Because, honestly, Chris Ilitch must hate his dad. That's probably why he's doing it. And he's probably going to screw over Little Caesars Pizza, too. He's probably going to bankrupt Little Caesars and put them out of business by doing things bad on purpose. Just to get back at his old man. Even though his old man isn't around anymore. To, you know, actually have that, you know, experiencing that happen and, you know, being like, hey, I'm still alive. What are you doing screwing over my Red Wings? What are you doing screwing over my Tigers? Why are you bankrupting my Little Caesars? I built Little Caesars from the ground up, and now you're burning it to the ground? What the hell is your problem? You know what I mean? Chris Ilitch has some serious daddy issues. That's what it sounds like to me.
They win the face-off here in their own end and take possession.
That's why he's doing a lot of stuff. He literally tells the Detroit Tigers to lose on purpose. I don't want you guys to win. You ever see that movie Major League? With Charlie Sheen? And Wesley Snipes? It's a great movie. This lady, she becomes the owner of the Cleveland Indians because her rich old husband dies. So she inherits the team. You know, because she's she's like a blonde chick, you know, and she marries the old man. He's like 60 years older than her. You know, he's old enough to be her grandfather, but she married him for his money. You know, because she knew this old ass dude is gonna die within 2 years, so I'm not gonna have to put up with him for very long. And then he's gonna give me all of his money when he dies, and it's all gonna be mine. And I've got this Cleveland Indians baseball team now. And what the owner lady wants to do is move him to Miami, Florida. So she wants the Cleveland Indians to put together the worst possible baseball team that they can and lose on purpose, so therefore the fans hate them and then they leave. But here's the kicker. When the players find out about this, they decide to get back at the owner and start winning games, and they win the pennant just to screw the owner over. Hey, Detroit Tigers, why don't you take a page out of that movie's playbook and do exactly that? Maybe while you're at it, take a baseball bat, shove it up Chris Ilitch's butthole. Really jam it up there so far that you can work his mouth like a puppet. That'd be great, because that's what Chris Ilitch deserves for what he's doing to my Red Wings and my Tigers. Anyway, the song is about the Chicago Cubs playing against the Chicago White Sox in a crosstown rivalry series. So that's why we're going to the game. We're going to go root for the Cubbies. I'm going to root for the Cubbies because I don't like the White Sox, because the White Sox are rivals with the Detroit Tigers, and the Detroit Tigers are my team. I love the Detroit Tigers. And then I had an uncle play for the Oakland Athletics, so I have a special place in my heart for the Oakland Athletics. And Los Angeles Dodgers, because he actually was drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers and won a World Series with them back in the 1980s. Or was it the 70s? I don't remember. But anyway, he won he won 3 World Series, yeah. Bob Welch won a World Series championship as a pitcher with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And then he won the World Series as a pitcher with the Oakland Athletics later on in his career. And then after he retired, he became a pitching coach for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he won the 2001 World Series as a pitching coach for the Arizona Diamondbacks. True story. So, yeah, there's a special place in my heart for, like, the Oakland Athletics. Maybe not so much the the Los Angeles Dodgers, because they're back-to-back champions, and I really don't want to see them win the World Series again this year. Pretty much anybody but Los Angeles Dodgers. I want anybody but the Dodgers to win the World Series. You know what I actually would love? If the Chicago Cubs met the Chicago White Sox this year in the World Series. That would be the greatest World Series ever. Seriously. Chicago Cubs versus Chicago White Sox World Series. And you know what? It can happen. No joke. It can happen. The Chicago White Sox, they lead the American League Central. And the Chicago Cubs, they have a winning record too. It could happen. The Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox could meet up in the World Series. That would be a dream. That'd be a great World Series. So the second verse really kind of is like, you know, the first verse starts with I wake up in the morning, you know, and I get dressed in my baseball gear, and then I get my baseball glove and my bat, and then I go outside and I walk to the local ballpark, because I live within walking distance to a baseball park. You know, it's just a random field out in a park somewhere. So I go there, you know, to play baseball, right? And I meet up with like a group of people, or maybe a group of friends, or maybe I don't even know them. Maybe it's just a random group of dudes that are playing. That's happened before, right? Like last week I had a delivery, you know, and I took this delivery to a park, and they were hanging out of the baseball field, you know, and I saw a group of dudes hanging out of the baseball field, you know, playing a little bit of ball or whatever, no big deal. So I came over, hey, why don't you guys order the tacos here from this restaurant? Yeah, that's me. You know, okay, cool, man, here you go. And I gave him his food. But he was about, you know, he's playing ball, right? Because they're playing ball. He's like, oh, well, I kind of want to eat my food. You know, so he's going to take a break and not play ball. And then all of a sudden I'm like, shoot, maybe I could take this guy's place on the field while he eats his food. And I'm like, hey, is it okay if while you're eating your dinner or your lunch or whatever, is it okay if maybe, like, I go out on the field for you and then, like, play in your place or something like that? And he's like, go for it. Sure, go for it. You know, and of course, because I delivered to the guy, he knows my name. You know, oh, your delivery driver is Kenny. Nice, Jermaine Riley again scores a goal. Sweet. So, Kenny Powers from Eastbound and Down. Right. These guys were like doing landscaping work at a park, you know, like with the big zero-turn mowers and whatnot, and like, you know, all that shit. So they're like mowing a park. You know, this big park somewhere in, I want to say just outside of Trenton. Maybe like Trenton, Woodhaven, somewhere around there. And then like, they spoke Spanish. You know, it was cool. And they let me play baseball with them. You know, they were cool. They let me play baseball. Oh, David Burr scores! Hell yeah, man! That's my baseball guy. All right. So yeah, they let me play. And they're like, yeah, you can play baseball with us. That's cool. So I got out in the field, and basically one guy was at home plate, tossed up the ball, right, and he got a baseball bat, and they'll just hit the baseball with the baseball bat out in the outfield, and then one of us dudes that are out in the outfield will run and catch it. You know, we'll call it run and catch it or whatever. So I get to catch a few balls. You know, I get to field a couple, you know. I also get to shag a few grounders here and there. And then the guy's like, you know what, let's see how this guy can hit. Now, funny thing about David Burr, I used to hit righty. I'm not supposed to hit righty. I'm not a natural righty hitter. No, I'm a natural lefty hitter. My friend David Burr spotted that with me immediately. The reason why you're not getting a hit in the right batter's box is because you're not a righty. You're not a right hitter. You're a left hitter. So then he had me get into the left batter's box. He's like, I want to try something. Let's get you to stand in the left batter's box here, and then I'll pitch to you while you're in the left batter's box, and let's try this out. So I did. You know? No joke. Every time that ball came into my sight, I made contact with it. He's like, whoever made you play righty screwed over your entire baseball career. Whoever forced you to play righty screwed over your entire baseball career. They knew you'd be good as a lefty, so they had you switch to a righty because they knew you wouldn't be as good. They screwed you over. You could have been a great baseball player if you would have been allowed to play lefty, but nobody let you play lefty. Nope. Truman Show producer couldn't have me playing lefty. No, the Truman Show producer had me, he wanted to scare me away from the game of baseball, so therefore I wouldn't be good at baseball because, well, you know, it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair if I was good at baseball to the Truman Show producer, even though the Truman Show producer used to be really good at baseball himself. But he always told me that the reason why he quit playing baseball was because of me. That was a lie. He told me a few years ago that he lied about that, and the real reason why he stopped playing is because he had some asshole coach when he was 14 that, like, was a shithead or whatever, and he was an ass, and my dad didn't like him or whatever, and so he quit playing the baseball game for that coach because he didn't like that coach, you know. Which I was like, okay, so you were 14 years old, you had a coach, and you didn't like your coach. What does that have to do with me? How is it my fault that you quit playing then? It's not. I just lied to you and said it was your fault, so therefore I could use it against you to guilt trip you, and then maybe you might kill yourself because of that. Maybe you might feel so guilty for screwing over my baseball career that you might kill yourself. Yeah, but it was a lie. Yeah, but the reason why I lied is the hopes that, you know, you'd end it. Who the fuck does that? I would never do that to my own son. I would never lie to my own kid so I could guilt trip them and make them feel like a piece of shit who doesn't deserve to exist just so they kill themselves. I would never fucking do that. Somebody who would do that does not deserve to be involved in that kid's life. Because that's abuse. That's abuse. Telling me that it's my fault that you quit playing bass guitar or you quit playing, you know, baseball just because it might guilt trip me, I might feel bad about it, and I might kill myself when that was never the truth. Not even considering the fact, the truth of the matter, that this whole thing is nothing more than a reality TV show that I'm the star of. And the old man is the producer of the show. I mean, really, think about it. I know, the Truman Show movie, right? Ed Harris does not play a part in the Truman Show world. Ed Harris is outside of the Truman Show world, but, oh, nice. So that's the Brewmeister Smith with his second. Anyway, if you were the Truman Show producer and you wanted to have ultimate power and control over the star of your show, you don't want to be an exterior force. No. You want to put yourself in the show. So therefore you can personally have a relationship with the star of your show, and you can lead the star of your show by putting stuff in his head through conversation, filling his head with nonsensical bullshit, planting poisonous seeds that'll grow into poisonous plants only to poison his mind in the hopes that he kills himself. That's your whole plan. What the fuck? That's abusive. That is abuse. That is the devil. That is some shit that Satan would do. Jesus wouldn't do that. God wouldn't do that. But now I understand why God decided to make me who I am. Of course, the person who I select to be the second coming of Jesus should be the star of the Truman Show. He gets off the Truman Show, the right people put him into the position of power, he becomes the President of the United States of America, and next thing you know, he is my instrument, he does my bidding. As the second coming, he does my bidding. There are 12 tribes of Jacob, 12 tribes of Israel, 12 tribes of Jacob. Says it in Revelations of St. John the Divine. 12 tribes of Israel, 12 tribes of Jacob, because Jacob had 12 boys, Joseph being one of those boys. Joseph had 11 brothers. I know. I was in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I played Joseph's brother Dan in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. As Playable Parkkonen scores a goal, who's me, by the way. That's my Finnish persona. Dan, dude, Joseph's brother Daniel went up north. Joseph's brother Daniel went up north to Denmark. He founded Denmark. Denmark is named Denmark after brother Dan, Joseph's brother Dan. Joseph's brother Dan, the son of Jacob, is the founder of Denmark. All the 12 brothers, they went their separate ways. They started their tribes. 12,000 people from each of those 12 tribes will be saved, for a total of 134,000 people to be left alive on this earth after the cataclysm. Says it in the game plan, the playbook. St. John the Divine. Read it. That's what I do. I study it. I study it all, man. I study it. That's how you learn things. You study things. That's how you learn things. I know the Truman Show producer doesn't realize that that's how you learn things, is by studying things. But, you know, that's how you learn things. You read a book, you watch something, you know, educational, and you learn stuff. That's how you learn things. And the Truman Show producer doesn't understand the process of learning things, apparently. A lot of this stuff makes me wonder, how is the Truman Show producer qualified to be this producer of a reality TV show? What's the qualification? What's the qualification? I'm pretty sure in order to be qualified to be the producer of a TV show, you have to go to college. Most of your television producers, like Jerry Bruckheimer, probably went to college. I'm almost positive Jerry Bruckheimer went to college. Probably got a bachelor's degree. University of Washington, maybe? I don't know. I don't know for a fact where he went. Maybe he went to the University of Washington. I don't know. Let me look it up. Jerry Bruckheimer. He's the owner of the Seattle Kraken, you know. Let me see. Let me do some research on this guy. Let me see where Jerry Bruckheimer went to college at. Where did you go to college? Let's see here. He worked in advertising out of college. See, so he started out working in advertising. Jerome Leonard Bruckheimer. Jerry Bruckheimer started out in advertising after college, so he wasn't even a producer right out of college. He started out in advertising, and then he moved up. Bruckheimer moved into film production in the 1970s. And then he partnered up with Don Simpson. I believe Don Simpson... Yes, Don Simpson passed away in 1996. Bruckheimer has produced films including Flashdance, Days of Thunder, The Rock, Crimson Tide, Dangerous Minds, Con Air, Armageddon, great movie, Enemy of the State, Pearl Harbor, Black Hawk Down, as well as The Beverly Hills Cop, Top Gun, Bad Boys, Pirates of the Caribbean, and National Treasure franchises. So where did he go to college at? Oh, he's from Detroit, really? Dude, that's cool. Jerry Bruckheimer's a Detroit native. Right on, man. Maybe you're a Tigers fan like me. That's cool. Dude, maybe Jerry Bruckheimer can buy the Detroit Tigers and keep them in Detroit. Oh, that'd be so cool. Maybe Jerry Bruckheimer could be the savior of the Detroit Tigers. That'd be awesome. He went to college at the University of Arizona. Cool. Okay. University of Arizona. They have a great basketball program. That's cool. So he went to the University of Arizona and he got a bachelor's degree. He's from Detroit, Michigan. That's cool. He's 82. Oh, wow, he's 82. He doesn't look like he's 82, honestly. He looks about 20 years younger than that. He's looking really good for 82. The son of German Jewish immigrants. Cool. That's cool. He graduated from Mumford High School in 1961. That's neat. In Detroit at age 17 before moving to Arizona for college. That's pretty cool. And it also says here that he was an active member of the stamp collecting club. That's pretty cool, man. Stamps are cool. At the Detroit agency, oh, there's an agency that he did something. He worked in advertising in Detroit. Oh, so he came back to Detroit after college and he worked in advertising and then he went to New York City. At the Detroit agency, he worked on a 1-minute ad spot for the new Pontiac GTO. That's cool. Wow, that's really cool, man. Yeah, this guy's awesome, dude. Yeah, he's created a lot of great movies, and he's the owner of the Seattle Kraken. And I mean, dude, he could buy the Detroit Tigers. He could. He's got the money. If he wanted to, he could probably buy the Detroit Tigers. And he could be the savior of the Detroit Tigers franchise. How cool would that be? Okay, that's cool. I did not know that Jerry Bruckheimer is from Detroit, Michigan. But he's not the producer of The Truman Show. The producer of The Truman Show didn't go to college. No, he just came from a rich family. Yeah, the Truman Show producer just came from one of the elite bloodlines. That's all. The Truman Show producer just came from one of the 13 royal bloodlines. He came from an elitist family. You know, they're all elites. Wow, Montreal kicked our asses in the shots, 47-32, but we won 6-2. Jermaine Riley's the second star of the game with 2 goals and 1 assist. Ooh, nice hit. And Big Sexy Chocolat is the #1 star. Yeah. Way to go, Big Sexy. Nice. Cool. NHL 94. That's awesome. So NHL 94 is like our win song. That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, the Truman Show producer just comes from a very wealthy, you know, royal bloodline. One of the 13 royal bloodlines, you know, elitists. You know, he's from the elites, you know. So, he basically just inherited like a shitload of money. And then took the inheritance and started his own reality TV show where he could adopt some random stranger's kid and then basically torture, torment, and abuse the shit mentally out of that kid until that kid feels like they don't really want to be alive anymore, and so they end themselves. I know, it's kind of fucked up, isn't it? But that's what the Truman Show producer did. That was his plan all along. So for these games, we're gonna wear that jersey, I think, in this game. Or maybe we'll do a Mystery Alaska thing. Yeah, we'll wear our purple jerseys, and the New York Rangers will wear those jerseys as a nod to Mystery Alaska. Great movie. I love Mystery Alaska. Not that it matters, nobody's watching us right now, except my phone. So, yeah, that was the whole purpose of the show. The producer's whole purpose of the Truman Show was for the star of the show to eventually commit suicide. That's been the Truman Show producer's goal the entire time since day one. And then after the OG first Truman Show kid killed himself, he was going to adopt another poor kid from some other stranger family or whatever. Some other, who knows where they're from. But he's random, and I'm going to pick up this random person. And he's going to do the same thing to that kid that he did to the first. He's going to do the same thing. Same exact thing, no different. In the hopes that the second kid commits suicide before the first kid did. I know, fucked up, right? But anyway, Jermaine Riley scores. Nice. He's been scoring a lot of goals for our team. He's like one of our best players.
Man, that looked like a goal scorer's goal. Just a knack for the net, but it all comes off of a beautiful distribution. I mean, just eyes in the back of the head to be able to give that gift right to the stick.
Quebec's been pushing hard here early in this first period, and look at that. Their hard work pays off with a goal.
There's so many mini-games within a game, James, and to start the period, you can look at it as one. And they have certainly dominated in that area. And
I don't understand that. I don't understand how the Truman Show producer can just get away with that. Really? I mean, you know, the Epstein files, right? Every single person that's in the Epstein files, they got away with it. All these evil criminals are getting away with all the evil criminal shit that they're doing because their evil criminal friends who run this planet are letting them get away with it. That's how they get away with it, because this world is run by evil sickos. Truman Show producer being one of those evil sickos. And guess what? Nobody gives a flying fuck in this country about what's going on with the Epstein shit, or so it seems, because if people really did give a fuck, they wouldn't just repost shit on Instagram, they'd actually get out there and fucking do something about it. You don't do shit by just simply reposting something on a social media site. That does nothing. That's not action. Read the Articles of Confederation. It's our God-given right from our forefathers as well. We have the right to clean out the White House if our government is doing stuff that is not good for the people of this country. They are not doing things that is in the best interest of the people that live in this country, so we have the right to revolt. We have that right. But people don't realize that because the government doesn't want them to realize that. Merritt? Yes, Merritt. Alright, Merritt scored.
She is leadership personified. Her relentless energy on that goal is shown by the bench. Everyone explodes, jumping up. They look to her for a timely goal, a timely moment, and she always answers the call.
Paikkonen
Quebec's still got time here in this first period to increase
and
this.
Villevalo and Merritt Henson on the same line.
Neutral zone draw. And he slides it
Toivo
quickly.
Paikkonen.
From the left side, takes it at center.
Kennan's really out battling everyone in her space as she stumbles but still manages to hold on to the puck, and that looked easier than it is because, man, she's able to corral it and get a shot to the net.
And a lot of times, another thing that I wonder a lot about,
Still a
if
lot
there
of time
really,
left in the
honestly,
period
truly
as
was
we
a
approach
God,
the midway mark. Quebec's
why
really
the hell
controlled the pace of play these last few
hasn't he
minutes,
done
leading by
something
2.
about all this evil shit? Why is he allowing all this evil shit to happen and not doing anything about it? He has the power. If anybody has the power to do something about all this evil, God has the power to do something about all this evil. As Villevalo scores a goal.
So much easier when you're running in the game and you're
But yet he doesn't?
chasing, and that's exactly what's happening.
That tells me one of two things. Either one, God really doesn't have a problem with all this evil shit dominating the planet because, well, maybe he hates all human beings too. Or B,
Quebec's offense has been
there is
on
no God.
fire to start this one, and still lots of time left in the first.
There is no good, only evil. Which doesn't make sense because they say there can be no good without evil. But yet there can be evil without good? That doesn't make sense. There's a thing called yin and yang. Light within the darkness, darkness within the light. That's yin and yang, right? But yet the way that these evil people are saying, oh yeah, no, that applies for good. That's what we want you to believe, but that's not the truth. No, the truth is there can be all sorts of evil without good.
And with his third eye zone ability,
Evil does not need good to survive.
Lucas is known for his
Evil
RT zone
can be
ability.
evil
It's a dangerous
all on its own.
driver. Everyone's looking out for it, and her teammates love to set her up.
Good needs evil in order to exist, but evil does not need good in order to exist. Because there's no such thing as good. And that's what the evil people want you to believe. There's no such thing as a God. So then you create something called nihilist. We are nihilist, Lebowski. We believe in nothing. Absolutely nothing, Lebowski. Re-enter our crowd. Re-enter our crowd.
Well, the whole bench is rolling wide because they're all getting golden apples. At the stats tonight.
Re-enter
You can
our
feel the
crowd.
energy as they're all standing up. They've gotten 4 in a row.
Acknowledge him. Re-enter our crowd.
Quebec's turned this into a blowout, now leading by 4. Oh, great read coming in off the wing to come up with the puck on her part.
El Cantare. On Earth there was the continent of Mu, and El Cantare became La Mu. And then Mu was destroyed by negative thoughts and evil. When I watched that movie, The Laws of the Sun, makes a lot of sense. There's always this savior messiah, but then there's a lot of bad people, and then everything's peaceful for a while, but then when the good guy, when the messiah, you know, his time is up, his 1,000 years are up, and then he goes back into whatever, you know what I mean, he dies or whatever, and then people forget, you know, people forget his teachings. People forget his teachings. Sounds familiar, right? We're in the year 2026, and people are starting to forget the teachings of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Either they're forgetting it because they just, you know, don't know, or they're forgetting it on purpose because they don't like my friend. I don't know why they don't like my friend. My friend's a nice guy. But they believe the lies about Jesus, you know, like, the problem is these people that don't like Jesus are saying, man, Jesus hated gays, but the thing is, man, no, dude, I don't believe for a second that Jesus hated somebody because they were gay. I don't think that at all. I think Jesus accepted pretty much most people, dude. I mean, he wasn't friends with the rich and the powerful. No, he was friends with, like, you know, the downtrodden. He was friends with prostitutes. He was friends with frickin' druggies. You know, kind of sounds like me. He hung out with less favorable crowds. Just like me, dude. But did I judge any of my friends? You know why my friends actually turned out to love me so much? Because I never judged any of my friends. I didn't care about their past. As long as you're cool with me, I'm cool with you, and I'm still going to be one of the best friends you've ever met. Why? Because that's how Jesus would be with his friends.
Witzel's got it in the defensive end.
You know?
Here's a shot. Big save.
It's my homeboy.
And that'll put a bow on the first 20 minutes of action here tonight. We've got lots more.
You know what I'm saying?
Second period is just around the corner.
Next period.
Well, the first 20 is in the books. Let's see what this second period is.
Luckily, this is just preseason. We haven't even gotten to the season mode yet. That's why only one person, my cell phone, is watching this video right now. I'm the star of a reality TV show called The Truman Show, so therefore one person is watching this on my YouTube channel, and that's my phone. But everybody on the planet that watches The Truman Show is watching me live stream broadcast on The Truman Show right now. And my friend Doreen scoring a goal is cool. That's awesome. That's our first goal of the preseason.
That's a hard shot. The goaltender looks like he's just getting to position, gets a piece of it, but it still goes in.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't really, you know, like, I still hang out with people, though, you know?
The Nordic Blizzard have continued to run up the score here in the second.
Well, they're finding ways to get the puck to the net. I mean, they're changing their angle, and they're retrieving it.
Jesus wasn't friends with the rich and powerful.
Urgency offensively. But how about the other end, not giving up anything defensively? The coach is going to be happy about that.
Goaltender covers that.
Jesus wasn't friends with the elite. You know what I mean? Jesus hung out in shady areas because that is where his light was needed. Jesus' light was needed in the darkest areas. That's why he was where he was. That's why he was hanging out with who he was hanging out, because those people needed Jesus more than the rich and powerful famous people needed Jesus.
The Rangers move the puck in the defensive zone.
The rich and the powerful famous people were going to try to brainwash and train Jesus to be exactly how they were and to look down on the downtrodden. But Jesus ain't like that. Nah, Jesus was raised better than that. Who was the biological father of Jesus again? Oh yeah, that's right, Joseph. And Joseph is the son of who again? Oh right, Jacob. And we were talking earlier about what? Oh right, the 12 tribes of Jacob. So I guess that Joseph's tribe is one of the 12 tribes of Jacob because Joseph is one of the brothers.
Bowmeisters won the draw here in the defensive zone. Passes over to Kraus. Looking to make something happen along the boards. Moves behind the net. Moves it quickly over to Kraus. The Rangers have it from their own end. Gaining momentum along the way.
The 12 sons of Jacob.
Nice poke check. Quebec's got a hold of the
Okay, so Jacob's sons in order of their birth were as follows: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, and Benjamin.
We get a whistle to slow things down. Quebec's offense came to play in a big way, and they lead big time here in the second.
I'll say again, if I may reiterate, Momogian, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, and Benjamin. They are the 12 sons of Jacob, the 12 tribes of Jacob, 12 tribes of Israel.
Kennens has it in the defensive end. Hard hit, center down to the ice and frees the puck. Taken along the wall by Cogliano. Slides it quickly to Avalos. Play whistle dead, penalty coming up.
Nice.
The game is getting out of hand. You're down by a bunch. You take another penalty. You got to find a way to just reset your composure.
So there's lost tribes too. So the survivors of the Cataclysm. Here's how the survivors of the Cataclysm work. If you want to learn, read about it in the Bible. But I'm going to tell you about it right now. Because that's what we do on this channel. We teach all sorts of stuff.
And now he moves it quickly to Trocheck.
They want you to be brainwashed. They want you to not know any better.
Fears cross the line and is on
It's
the
like
attack now.
Papa Duck was saying.
And it stays out.
They want you to be ignorant, right? Ignorance is not going to be excuse. What's in the word ignorant? Ignore, right? Ignore is in the word ignorant. That's what Papa Duck said. Ignore is in the word ignorant, right? Yeah, so to be ignorant is to ignore.
And they continue to fight for that puck.
That means you're choosing. You know, it's choosing ignorance. And the reason why a lot of people like to choose ignorance is because ignorance is bliss. Or so they think. It's only bliss for now. It's only bliss for now. In the future, it's not going to be so blissful. In the future, you're going to be screwed over, and you're going to learn the reason why you were screwed over so bad is because you were ignorant.
Quebec's got the puck.
You didn't believe what I said when I said it. You thought I was bullshitting. You thought that everything that I was saying was hippie, dippy, pothead, stoner, bullshit.
Now a quick pass to Trouba. The Nordic Blizzard have taken
No.
More time off the clock as they grab the puck.
You want to know what hippie, dippy, pothead, stoner bullshit sounds like?
Fires it on net. And he had the answer.
Whoa, dude.
There's the whistle as
My
the puck is
hand. Look at my hand, dude.
Beatles recognizing they're still short.
How weird is my hand? That's what hippie, dippy, pothead, stoner lingo actually sounds like.
Glove save. Moves it to Kennens.
They don't know jack fucking squat about quantum immortality. Because they're not fucking scientists. They're not fucking geniuses. They're not quantum physicists who have doctorate degrees from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
Got control of it now from their own end. What a great read breaking up the pass. Feeds the puck to Avalos. She takes the feed. Shot! Huge blocker save by Domingue.
The Large Hadron Collider? That sounds like Star Wars.
To keep that one out of the net.
Well, she gets denied on the shot. And
Truman Show producer, are you actually like legitimately this ignorant or this stupid? Or are you pretending to be this stupid on purpose to infuriate me?
And it's kicked away. Scrum along the boards. Passes it over to Kennens.
Get this through your fucking skull, Truman Show producer, before I kick it through your skull.
Picking up steam. Loses possession
Quantum
after taking a spill onto the ice.
immortality. You try to kill me by poisoning my food. You break the universe off into two separate universes, one in which you were successful and I did in fact die, but I personally do not experience that branch of universe. Instead, I experience the branch of universe where I still exist, which means my body was strong enough to fight the poison, and I'm still alive.
The Rangers take it along the wall.
Do you know what that means, Truman Show producer?
From the place 99 made famous.
You need me to explain it to you again, Truman Show producer?
Let's see what the officials are calling.
You do?
The Rangers are going to be
Explain it for you again. If you, the Truman Show producer, came downstairs and went into your gun closet and loaded up your absolute most favoriteest gun with the bullet in the barrel, and then you brought that gun over to my chair where I'm sitting at, and you put the barrel of that gun up to my forehead, and you decided to shoot me point blank in the forehead, guess what would happen, asshole? The gun would not shoot me. Oh, it would click. Yeah, the gun would click, the gun would go off, but what would happen is you just split the universe into two separate universes once again, fuckface. In one universe, your plan was successful. Congratulations, you murdered me. But guess what? Everybody that watches The Truman Show just saw you murder me on live TV, so I guess you're going to have to spend the rest of your life in jail. Because you killed the star of The Truman Show for absolutely no fucking reason whatsoever. Oh, I was tired of my star of The Truman Show being alive, so I murdered him myself. Oh, okay, yeah, you're gonna spend the rest of your life in jail then, since you murdered the star of The Truman Show. No, I'm a perfect person who can do no wrong, so I don't go to jail ever for doing nothing, because I can't do anything wrong, I can't do anything bad, I'm absolutely perfect. No, sorry, it doesn't work that way, Truman Show producer. But in my point of view, from my perspective, here's what happens.
We got the third period coming at you in moments.
What happens is, the gun backfires, and the Truman Show producer gets his head blown off with the frickin' gun. Because it backfires, and it kills him instead of me. And I go on living the next day, and 3 days later, we're having a funeral for the Truman Show producer because he attempted to murder me, but the gun backfired and shot his ass instead. Because of quantum immortality. And now the Truman Show producer is dead. But you know what? Technically, he killed himself. I didn't kill him. He tried to shoot me. He put a gun, he put a bullet in a gun barrel, and then he put that gun barrel up to my forehead, and he pulled the trigger, and it clicked, but the gun backfired, and it went off on him, instead of going off into my brain, like it should have done. But it didn't do that. It was a miracle. God made a miracle happen, and instead the gun backfired and killed the Truman Show producer. Well, now that the Truman Show producer is dead, all this intellectual property, all this revenue that he made was basically off of your intellectual property, so now it's yours. Really, it's mine? Yeah, and it's worth like, you know, I don't know, $6 billion? Wait, what? $6 billion? Fuck, yeah, dude. What are you gonna do with that $6 billion? First thing I'm gonna do is take care of my mom. That's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure my mom's got everything she needs. That's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to take care of my mom. Just like in Insane Clown Posse. When Insane Clown Posse first made it big, the very first thing that Insane Clown Posse guys did with their money is they took care of their mothers. So I have a hell of a lot of respect for them because they did that. You know, because I may not like their music. Insane Clown Posse. I may not be a fan of their music, but as people, I got a lot of respect for them. Those two dudes, as soon as they made their money, the very first thing they did was they took care of their mothers. Because of that, I respect Insane Clown Posse. I may not like their music, but as human beings, they have my respect. Because they're great people. As soon as they made their money, the very first thing they did was they took care of their mom. I admire that. I respect that, because that's the first thing that I would do if I made serious big money. If I made big money, the first thing I would do is take care of my mom. but my dad wouldn't let me. No, she doesn't need you to take care of her. I'll take care of her. Yeah, but you said that you never want to take her to Hawaii because you don't want to go to Hawaii, and you don't want her to go to Hawaii by herself. So you told me that you're never planning on letting her go to Hawaii, which is her dream. So I'm going to pay to send her to Hawaii because that's her dream. So I'll buy her ticket to Hawaii. I'll pay for the whole trip to Hawaii. You don't have to. Oh, I don't want you to do that. I don't want to go to. Well, you might not want to go to Hawaii, but she does. It may not be your dream, but it's her dream. Mr. Truman Show Producer Dad. See, your dream, Mr. Truman Show Producer Dad, was to murder me from the very moment that I was born. That was your dream. Getting permission to murder me since the day I was born. That was your dream. Wow. That's fucked up. Your dream was to murder me since the day I was born. You sound like a Satan worshiper. How did a Christian woman end up marrying a Satan worshiper? That's weird. I don't get that. Because, I mean, the Truman Show producer, if your ultimate biggest dream was to murder me, I mean, that's fucked up. That's not normal. Who in the world honestly dreams of murdering somebody? Like, seriously, whose dream come true is that? Whose dream is to kill people? Not mine. No. My dream come true would be, ooh, we gotta fight. Right, yeah, we gotta fight. Sit out the Brewmeister is smacking it down. No, my dream is not to kill. No, hell no. No, my dream was to make it professional in a sport. Like hockey, baseball. Ooh, nice. Brewmeister Smith. Siddhartha. Brewmeister Smith.
And you can see them as they're panting, but when it does
nice.
The officials can come in and just break it up. The home side is going to gain a lot of adrenaline after that win. Frustration, physicality, and that fight says it all.
Quebec's got another opportunity here on the man advantage. Fears won the face-off.
I mean, really think about that. Wait, oh, right, they got a 2-minute power play for Fight Instigator, probably. Anyway, yeah, the Truman Show producer's dream was to murder me. I mean, I'm pretty sure that when he was a kid, that wasn't his dream, was to, you know, murder some random kid that was the star of a reality TV show that he was a producer of. I'm pretty sure that wasn't his dream, you know, when he was like 6 or 7 years old or 8 years old. I'm pretty sure that's not what he dreamt about, was murdering people. I mean, if a 6-year-old child is dreaming about murdering people and that's what he wants to do when he grows up, that's fucked up, dude. That kid needs psychiatric help. Or maybe that was the Truman Show producer's dream, was to be a serial killer someday. In which case, they missed a big one with him. That guy needed to be under psychiatric evaluation from the age of 6. They should have had him psychiatrically evaluated his entire life, but they probably never did. And he turned into a monster. Because he wasn't regulated, so he turned into a monster. My dream was to play professional baseball, professional hockey, maybe be a professional actor. You know, that was one of my dreams. That's what I wanted to do. Or, ooh, maybe write a hit song and tour the country with a band. That'd be cool. That's what I dreamt about. That's what I wanted to do. Only normal. It's normal. But since the day I was born, Truman Show producer said his dream was to murder me since the day I was born. Cool. Great. That's some dream. Sicko. So the Truman Show producer tells everybody, well, if Truman made big money, well, then he would get a big head, and he would forget where he came from, and he would be the greediest son of a gun on the face of this earth. No, Truman Show producer, but that does sound like you. Why does the Truman Show producer take all of his negative traits and put them on me? Seriously, that's what the Truman Show producer does. The Truman Show producer takes all of his negative traits and projects them on me. When I don't actually have any of those negative traits, that's all him. He just likes to project his negative shit on me because he believes he's a perfect person who can do no wrong. Which, again, that's fucked up. Nobody on the face of this earth is a perfect person who can do no wrong. Human beings are designed to make mistakes. Human beings are not made perfect. We're all imperfect, including myself. Every human being on the face of this planet who has ever existed has made mistakes. But the Truman Show producer, thinking that you're a perfect person who is not capable of making mistakes and can do no wrong, that is literally the biggest fucking mistake that you can make. In God's eyes. That's the biggest mistake you can make. So why doesn't God do something to put the Truman Show producer in his place? I guess either A, God is bad and evil, or B, there is no God. At all. Doesn't exist. No such thing. Everybody on the Epstein files is getting away with horrific crimes and getting away with it, and the people don't give a shit because, well, it's not like he did it to my kid. It's not like he did it to me. I don't know the victims personally, so since I don't know the victims personally, I don't give a fuck. They think to themselves, you know what, I'm pretty sure that if I was in this person's shoes, I probably would have done the same thing. And that's exactly why they don't care. Because these men know for a fact that if they were in the same position as these wealthy men, they would literally do the same exact fucking thing. So that's why they don't give a shit. That's why they don't care. That's why they don't want to do anything about it. So they'll try to test me on the Truman Show sometimes, you know? Like, they'll be like, oh yeah, well, I'm sure Truman will do something negative, and Truman will do something evil and bad, and, you know, ooh, I got an idea. Let's find a way to get some, you know, 13, 14-year-old girls at our house to stay over for a night, and let's just sit back and watch as our star of the Truman Show is probably going to do something inappropriate with them. And then they watch the Truman Show closely to see if I'm going to leave my room and go mess with these teenagers, right? And try to do some. I don't do anything at all. I stay fucking put in my room. I listen to music. I watch movies or whatever on YouTube. School of Rock is pretty good. Dune is on YouTube now. So I watch movies on YouTube and I stay in my room. And the Truman Show producers watching the monitor, watching me on his screen, and oh, what the fuck, man. Get off your lazy ass, Truman. That's what he's saying to the TV screen when he's watching me. Get off your lazy fucking ass, Truman. Go upstairs and do something inappropriate with those teenage girls so I can throw your fucking ass in jail for doing something illegal and bad, and I can cancel the show and keep all the revenue that I made off of your intellectual property, you pig fucker. And I say to the Truman Show producer, fuck you. You're an asshole. I'm not gonna do something just because you want me to do it, especially when I personally don't want to do it because I am not interested in doing it. So leave me the fuck alone, Truman Show producer. That's all I want. I want the Truman Show producer to quit abusing the shit out of me. I'm 38 years old. I'm not going to take this abuse for much longer. Like I said earlier, I would love to just walk off the show and leave, but the Truman Show producer has snipers trained on the ready to shoot me point blank in the head if I do try to escape the Truman Show. Just so therefore, there's no possible way I could get off the show, find a lawyer, and file the class action lawsuit against the Truman Show producer, so therefore I can get what's rightfully mine, which is the income revenue that they made on the Truman Show from my intellectual properties. Every single person that watches The Truman Show has witnessed me writing my music and recording my music, and they have seen behind-the-scenes footage of me when I film my music videos. They know I'm a brilliant-minded genius. And I hate to break it to your Truman Show producer, but intellectually, you're just not on my level. Rant Our Crowd, 3rd star of the game, 1 goal. Dorian Lucas, 2nd star of the game, with 1 goal and 1 assist. The 1st star of tonight's preseason game is Jermaine Riley, with 1 goal and 1 assist. And that's the game, but we're going to continue listening to the victory song. Perfect. He keeps trying to fucking do shit like that. What'll happen is I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna take a page out of Randy Orton's playbook. I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna get into shape. Real good shape. I'm gonna get built. I'm gonna carve my body into stone. Give myself that 6-pack of abs and a strong core. And if the Truman Show producer continues to abuse the shit out of me because he thinks it's funny, and he's trying to get me to commit suicide, the Truman Show producer is in for a rude awakening when I decide to challenge him to a steel cage match at WrestleMania. He's not going to like it. This controller's bugging out again. A human being can only take so much mental torment until eventually they snap. And that's exactly what the fuck I'm about to do. I'm about to snap. Like a twig. I'm about to snap. But when I say snap, I don't mean suicide. Oh, no, because that's not the answer. Because we know it's not the answer because we believe in quantum immortality, so we know that's not the answer. Ooh, that's interesting. Boston's going with those. Okay, that's cool. I actually like those Boston jerseys. I have not seen the Boston Bruins play in those jerseys in a long-ass time, so why the hell not? Quebec never actually played Boston in those jerseys. There's a specific reason why we're going with Remy Melody Gatembeau against the Boston Bruins.
Opening face-off just moments away. Puck is dropped, and we are underway. This has been one we've been waiting for a while, and it's time to finally see what the payoff is all about. We're still in the early stages of this period. Still scoreless in this one. The Bruins come up with the defensive zone draw.
You see, if the Truman Show producer continues to threaten my life, then he gives me permission to do something about this in the ways of self-defense. This motherfucker keeps trying to take my life. This motherfucker keeps trying to kill me. This motherfucker will not stop threatening my existence. So, I need to defend myself from this fuckface to keep myself alive, because ass fuck over here is trying to murder me.
Ref blows the whistle as the puck's covered up.
I did nothing to deserve it. So I asked Truman Show producer, what did I do to deserve death?
Coils won it in their own end.
His answer, you exist.
Quick pass across to Witzel. No room for that one to
What do I do to deserve death?
They go on the attack from
What did I do to
outside.
warrant a death penalty? Truman Show producer's answer is, you exist.
Witzel's got it in the defensive end.
I deserve to die simply because I exist? That's what I did that's so terrible that you have the right to murder me, is I live, I exist. Because I exist, you have the right to kill me?
And the traffic
Really?
jam in front.
Really, Truman Show producer, because I exist, you have the right to murder me.
Great poke check on the reach. Rips a laser
Does that sound stupid to anybody else, or am I the only person that sounds stupid to?
Here's a shot. Stopped by the goaltender. Moving into the attacking
I really want to know, does that sound stupid to anybody else? The Truman Show producer has the right to murder me simply because I exist? Does that sound right? No? No, I didn't think so. See, Truman Show producer, nobody thinks that sounds right. Except you.
And that slides right out to center ice.
So maybe Truman Show producer, back the fuck off before I deal with you.
Takes the feed,
And
moving
you're
in.
not gonna like it when I deal with you.
To the front of the net. Puck scooped up by Elliott.
Self-defense, motherfucker.
Stones him in front.
How do you think that's gonna end for you? So maybe don't threaten me, maybe stop trying to take my life because I don't deserve to die. I didn't do anything to warrant the death penalty. Actually, the majority of people that I meet out in the world actually kind of like me. They like my vibe. They like my style, dude. They like my dress, the way that I dress, you know. They like my shoes. They like my flow, you know what I mean? I got the outfit, man. I got the outfit. I always got the outfit. I'm always looking up on my outfit, man. I got my cool athletic pants, my windbreaker, my green windbreaker athletic pants. They're cool as shit, dude. I love them. And then you know what I wear with that is I got my nice little Knutopia Jet Swagger hoodie. You know it. I got my hoodie. I wear my hoodie because I love it. So I wear my Knutopia hoodies. And then maybe I might have a hockey jersey on. And then I got my Knutopia Jets hat, my baseball hat, my new era baseball hat.
Leave their mark on this one here tonight. Now, let's send it back
Yeah,
upstairs.
and my sunglasses are turquoise. Yes, my sunglasses are turquoise. The frames are turquoise. They're cool as shit, dude. I have really cool sunglasses. I tell you what, Truman Show producer, I get out there in the universe, I got people all over the place saying, man, I like your outfit, dude. I like your style. And a lot of times, I'm the first person to compliment somebody that I see.
Works it across to Lucas.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, I'm the first person to compliment someone.
Stop
The
there.
other day I met this guy at the gas station. I loved his hair. You know, he had dreadlocks. I thought his hair looked really, really cool. So I was like, dude, I love your hair, man. That looks nice. And he's like, hey, thanks, man. I like your hair, too. I was like, cool, dude. Thank you. And it's really cool, man. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. That's what I do. I throw compliments. People throw compliments back. I like giving people compliments because it boosts their confidence. You know what I mean? And I know how it feels when you receive compliments. It really does boost your confidence. It makes you feel really cool, you know? Somebody says, hey, guy, I like that hockey jersey you're wearing, man. And it makes me smile because it's like, dude, this is my jersey. This is my original jersey. You know what I mean? It's my design. And somebody likes it. It's so cool. Nice. Jermaine Riley scores. Somebody likes the jersey that I designed. How cool is that, you know? So I understand it feels good. You know, it makes you feel good when people throw compliments your way. So, yeah, if I see something I like, you know, even if I don't know the person, I don't care. If I like your t-shirt, or if I like your hat, or if I like your shoes, I'm gonna say something. You know, or if I like your dog, you know, I'm gonna say something. Man, I like that. I like what you got going on here, man. I like your outfit. Yeah, I like what you got going on here. You look cool, man. Right on, man. You look cool, too. I got a good vibe, dude. I'm like fucking John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever, ass clown. Be jealous, Truman Show producer. I don't like this because you're basically the version of me that I would be if I never got married, and you're making me jealous of you. Oh, so you want me to get married now, so therefore I can understand. Hey, I get it, man. I totally get it. But if you wanted me to get married, Truman Show producer, you're late by about 10 years. Actually, no, you're late by 15 years. Yeah, you're 15 years too late on that. You should have introduced me to my wife when I was 23. Or maybe before that. But you didn't, did you? No. Why didn't you do that, Truman Show producer? Because you figured out that me being sad and lonely was a direct result of me being single. So Mr. Truman Show producer, who wants me to kill myself, says to himself, well, I guess I gotta keep Kenny single if I want Kenny to kill himself. I want Kenny to be sad. I want Kenny to be miserable. I want Kenny to be lonely. So I'm going to tell all the girls that are extras on the Truman Show to avoid him like the plague and call him a creep and call him a school shooter vibe guy. So therefore he finally kills himself, which is what I've wanted all along. Sounds pretty evil if you ask me. Truman Show producer wanted the Truman Show kid to kill himself ever since day one. The fuck is that all about, man? How evil could you get? So, Truman Show producer, you made that choice. Oh, what? You want to time travel now? You want to time travel and go back in time and do things differently? But that's interesting because you see here, Truman Show producer, you don't believe in time travel. Mr. Truman Show producer, you don't believe in anything, actually. You are a nihilist who believes in nothing. Lebowski. Get used to saying this one, Truman Show producer. I am a nihilist, Lebowski. I believe in nothing. Absolutely nothing, Lebowski. Get used to saying that line, Truman Show producer. We are nihilists, Lebowski. We believe in nothing. Absolutely nothing, Lebowski. Oh, right. He's never seen that movie. Because he thinks The Big Lebowski is like the stupidest movie ever made. I think it's kind of funny. Me personally. I kind of like The Big Lebowski. I mean, I get it. I get why somebody wouldn't like that movie. It is kind of... But I like bowling. You know, I like bowling. You know, and to be honest with you, the dude's not even my favorite character. Donnie's my favorite character. You know, I like Donnie. You know, Donnie, played by Steve Buscemi, is my favorite character in The Big Lebowski. I kind of feel bad for him with Walter always saying, shut the fuck up, Donnie. You know, it's like, what did Donnie do? Did you hear the, are you aware of the dude's story, Donnie? Were you listening to the dude's story? So you have no frame of reference. Well, no, I wasn't listening. I was up there bowling.
Complete the pass.
So you have no frame of reference then, do you?
Beans almost ready to get back on the ice.
Shut the fuck up, Danny. Jermaine Riley again. Nice.
Strikes once again.
Well, you know that specialty teams are so critical, James.
That's such a funny movie.
With the player advantage all night long.
Truman Show producer's never seen it though.
Let's have another look at this, James.
You know, because Lebowski's basically some pothead bum. And that's exactly why.
That's exactly what you
Don't
needed.
worry, Truman Show producer. You're not Lebowski. I know. You're not the dude. You're not the dude. I get it. You're not the dude.
They look dialed in.
No.
Dialed in and they look fast.
Because you're Walter.
So much motion. Everyone is moving, and when they're moving,
The Truman Show producer is Walter.
Lots of looks at the net, and they've been rewarded
That's
with
why.
goals.
Takes the pass. The Bruins move the puck in the defensive zone. Here's a short pass to the Bruins. Oh, tried to put it in the corner and just missed.
Well, there's a fine line.
This will be
between
the last
scoring
game
and
because this is the preseason. And after this game, the preseason is over. And then the normal regular season is going to start.
And now he passes up to
But we're not really having much luck with the viewership tonight, so I guess not a lot of people give a shit that I brought back the Quebec Nordiques, so I guess the Quebec Nordiques have 0 fans. I guess there's 0 people on the face of the planet that miss the Quebec Nordiques. Oh, wait, no, I forgot. We're the star of a reality TV show called The Truman Show, and that's why the Truman Show producer won't let our channel be watched by a lot of people.
really controlled the pace of play these last
The Truman
few
Show
minutes.
producer can't allow that.
And he slides it quickly to
So that's why nobody watches our channel. The Truman Show producer doesn't let anybody watch our channel because our channel doesn't actually get broadcasted out in the universe for real. We only think it does
been playing in one
because,
direction
you know,
all
we're
night,
already
and that's
on
towards
a
the net.
reality
And
TV
here
show.
late in the first.
We're already on a reality TV show.
Bowmeister's got
There's
it.
already billions and billions of people watching the show right now, watching me live stream this video game on YouTube for absolutely nobody except my phone.
He handles the feed. That's on the stick. Chris moving it ahead. Moves it to Kiki.
This is like therapy for me.
Defensive end by Bowmeister.
That's why I like to do it. That's why I still do it, even though it's pointless.
To take away angles and
Even though it's
seams.
pointless and it's meaningless, it means nothing. Nobody ever watches me anyway, so what the fuck do I do this for? It's kind of therapeutic in a way.
He's got the puck in his own zone.
You know,
Tries to the paint.
I talk it all out,
Off a player in front. Oh, I think that went off his
air out all my
mask.
grievances with the Truman Show producer.
Well, James, that brings new
Luckily, I think he's about to give it up there. I think he's about to leave me alone. Just because
There's the end of period
the
number
Truman Show
one.
producer's kind of starting to get to a point where I'm losing my patience. I've been waiting for karma to take action for a really long time. I've been waiting for karma to do its thing. You know, because I was always taught my entire life, I was always taught what comes around goes around. What comes around goes around. What comes around goes around.
The second stanza
So
is
if the Truman Show
as the puck is dropped
wants
in
to
zone.
either A,
Counter, how would you assess this
brainwash
first
and
one against
condition the star of his show to commit suicide, or if he doesn't commit suicide, the Truman Show is going to kill the Truman Show star himself.
Boston's got control of it now from their own end.
I mean, the Truman Show producer is torturing the Truman Show kid.
Boston's got it in their own
The
zone.
producer tortures the
On the left
star.
side, it moves to the middle of the ice.
The producer abuses the star.
On the wing up the neutral zone.
Where's the what comes around goes around?
Moves it quickly
Where's that
over
at?
to McAvoy. They gain the zone from the left side.
Who's abusing the Truman Show producer? Who's hurting the Truman Show producer? Nobody? Oh, what comes around goes around doesn't apply to the Truman Show producer? And the Truman Show producer also tells me that karma doesn't apply to me either. I mean, negative karma applies to me, but positive karma doesn't affect me at all. He says you can put out as much positive energy into the universe as you want, and you will never get anything positive in return. I'll make damn sure of it.
Gets the puck over to Perron.
If you put out positivity in this world, I will make damn sure that you only receive negativity in return.
To Perron. They score.
Why? That's how the Truman Show producer works the show. No matter how much positivity my star of the show puts out in the universe, I will only answer his positivity with negativity. I'm thinking to myself, why the hell would you do that?
Does this change momentum now, Cheryl?
It better. They started the second period absolutely.
Okay, so then if I do
flat,
negative
James,
bad
and
shit,
outshot,
then
and you can
positive
find a way
stuff's
to
gonna happen to me,
outbox and
right?
get some
No.
possession.
Here's a chance to the
Positive stuff is never gonna fucking happen to you, Truman. Get it through your skull, Truman Show star. I, the producer of The Truman Show, hate you, the star of The Truman Show, and I want your fucking ass dead.
That's
6
great
foot
finish.
underground,
She grabs
Truman.
the puck and puts it in the net, but how
Ever since the
about
day you were
that
born, I've
pass?
wanted you 6 foot
Unbelievable
underground.
vision and creativity to find that open lane.
That sounds fucked up.
Quebec's been rolling along all night, and they've now extended the lead to 2.
If that's how you felt when I was born, you should have fucking left. Like a normal guy would have done.
That's what they've been doing.
Should have
And
left.
they've been rewarded with 2 goals, but the majority of the shots
I
they've
hate
had
this
have been coming
kid
off
that I
breakaway.
just had. I want to murder this kid that I just had. I'm going to spend this little boy's whole life abusing the shit out of him mentally until he kills himself for me, because I hate this fucking sack of shit.
Attack into the offensive end, right up the gut.
See, a normal guy
Oh, and they couldn't come
would have just left the picture.
Quebec's got possession of the puck. Shot. There's a stop.
Would have just gotten out.
There's another
Left. Bye-bye.
What a great job of tracking the puck, not
What
one
was
but
this?
2 consecutive saves.
Inching closer to the midway
Nope,
mark
not this
of this
dude.
period. Quebec's got a 2-goal
This Truman
lead.
Show
They look to
producer,
build on it.
but he wanted to torture me. That's not why he stuck on it, because he said, man, dude,
Looking to set up
the shit he says to me,
Keeps a hold of it on the play.
the stuff that he plants inside my brain ever since I was fucking young, just to damage me mentally.
She makes 2 incredible saves, and she's done.
Yeah, financially we're fine. Sure, financially we're taken care of, but that doesn't mean shit when your emotional status and your mental status is frayed.
Here in the second.
Frayed beyond belief to where you probably should be placed in an insane asylum because you're psychotically insane. Because the Truman Show producer drove you to insanity.
Takes the pass from the left wing.
He made you insane on purpose just so he could put you away. Oh, nice. Truman's got a hat trick. He's the best player on our team. That's cool. Like, I feel like he scored a goal in every single game, which is awesome because we're going to need that on the team.
That puck is on and off his stick in a hurry, and it needs to be from that low zone slot area. James
Pretty
just
cool,
beats the
dude.
goaltender because it gets off his stick so fast.
Quebec's on a
So that's where we're at.
type of night. Everything going their way. All the offense, all the goaltending, all the
That's what it's at.
defense. We're still only in the second.
Dare I say they may get the day off tomorrow, James? Coach has to be so impressed with their performance so far. It's like they're playing a game of keep away out there.
I mean, I wouldn't have done that if I was in his shoes. I would have just left.
With the stick to break that up. Takes a shot. Oh, he saved it. Oh my goodness, what a
Oh,
stop.
that's unbelievable, James.
If I was like that, I would have just left.
It's some gymnastics at its finest.
Boston's got a hold of the puck now.
Or how about when I was lying in the nursery room in the hospital, how come the Truman Show producer didn't come into the nursery room, take a pillow, and smother me with it?
Saved by Omar. Center and
Riddle me that, Truman Show producer. How come you didn't do that?
picked off in front.
Probably should have.
Poked away at center by Holmstrom. Can't keep a hold of
Why not, Truman Show producer? How come you didn't go into the nursery room where I was laying in as a little baby boy and take a pillow and smother me to death in the nursery? How come you didn't do that, Truman Show producer? Oh, right, there would have been witnesses. Right, there would have been a witness.
Moves the puck across to
Are you murdering your son? What the fuck is wrong with you?
looks to set. Oh, spectacular save right there. Wow.
Unbelievable. I mean, it was all but in, and he steals it.
So then you find out that your story and the day you were born is all just a lie because you're the star of the Truman Show, and they had to tell you a story. They had to make up a really good story. So you'd never question the reality of the Truman Show. They had to make up the best story in the world, so you would never question the reality of the Truman Show. And they made up a great story.
Scooped up along the wall by Marchand.
But then years later,
Pasternak's got
man, if I would have known that the story we told you would have turned into something kind of weird,
pass.
I would have come up with a completely different story. What's that supposed to mean? The story about your birth is not true. It's, we embellished it. We embellished it a lot. No, I looked at I heard the true story about it, and I was like, at the end of the thing, you know how like the referees make a ruling about the goal or the no goal? Yeah, it turns out it wasn't an embellishment after I heard the real story. Nothing was embellished, it was a straight up lie. It wasn't embellished. It wasn't an embellishment, it was a lie. There's a difference between a lie and an embellishment.
Boston's in transition.
There's a difference.
Quebec's got the puck inside the defensive zone. Gaining momentum along the wing. Here's a shot. Stopped by the goaltender. Oh, save on the play.
Wow, that's grand larceny, James. I mean, he just stole one away from his opponent. What a save.
That's some smart heads-up defensive play by Witzel. Play is called.
Embellishing involves adding flair or exaggerating for effect without necessarily intending harm. Lying involves a deliberate attempt to deceive others for personal gain or to manipulate perceptions.
40 minutes down, still another 20 to go here in this one.
So therefore, embellishing is not considered lying. So when they say that the story of my birth was an embellishment, I look up this dictionary right here and I say, well, it says here, while embellishing involves adding flair or exaggerating for effect without necessarily intending harm, that's not what you did. You didn't add flair or exaggerate for effect without necessarily intending harm. What you did was lying. Lying involves a deliberate attempt to deceive others for personal gain or to manipulate perceptions. You made a deliberate attempt to manipulate my perception of my reality. Therefore, you lied. You didn't embellish. You lied. The birth story was not an embellishment. It was a lie. A complete, absolute lie. How do you think that makes me feel?
Consistent and sharp between the pipes tonight, James, but her team is... The body language on the bench says it all, James. They're all looking up at the time on the clock to see if they'll continue to run because they gotta kill off this penalty when they're down a bunch of goals.
And the only way to avoid that,
Having success earlier on the power play, they recognize where the openings
music.
have been. But what I love about it is they're not afraid to change it up. The motion on this power play and these
They'd be
sequences
filming
have
music
really been
video.
the reason they've been successful.
Gets the puck in deep. Quebec's got a hold of it against the wall. Riley's lugging the puck.
Because
Textbook poke check by
that
Brown.
lie
Quick pass to Holmstrom.
about my
Boston's
birth
got
story
the puck against the half wall.
created
Trying to
something
get
really
going here with this
disturbing
man advantage as they start from their own end. The
involving
Bruins
death.
put up along the boards. Puck picked up by Robinson. Puts it on net and makes the save.
Kind of started a fascination with death
Man, James, it shows incredible quickness right there as he makes
because
one
of such a
and then
close
second
brush
save.
with death.
Quebec's got the puck. From the defensive zone, they move the puck around.
So maybe they were both in on brainwashing me to commit suicide. Maybe they were both in on it.
And he denies that great opportunity there. There's another great save.
I don't know. Maybe it's not just him that wanted me to kill myself.
He's tracking the puck, making save after save. It's about time this team starts working in front of him.
I mean, nobody on the Truman Show is biologically related to me.
face-off looming here on this power play.
Okay, so my controller no longer has 2 hours of battery life. Sometimes I have thoughts from the Truman Show producer that, you know, the only way that another human being could possibly care about another human being is if they're biologically related to each other. You know, that's the only way that a human being could care about another human being is if they're biologically related to each other. But I'm like, well, what about people that get married? I mean, you know, a husband and a wife, they're not biologically related to each other. Because if they were biologically related to each other, then they wouldn't be allowed to get married. So they're obviously not biologically related. If they were biologically related, that is considered incest. And incest may fly in places like Alabama, but it doesn't fly in Michigan. I've heard some hearsay stories, but I don't buy into them. Good save. Quebec's motor has been non-stop tonight. Lots of shots on net, and they lead in the third. Off the draw, they take possession. And now he moves it quickly to Krause. Boston's got the puck along the wall. Yeah, whatever. I'll tell you whatever. At night, we're going to snuggle up on the couch, and I'm going to let you pick the movie, even though you always pick the movie. Nice. Toivo Paikkanen scores. That's me. Toivo Paikkanen. Good timing on it, too. Whatever. Yeah, I'll tell you whatever. We're going to snuggle on the couch every night, and I'm going to let you pick the movie, even though you always pick the movie. And we love each other so much, Claudius, that no longer how much bullshit I've dealt with during the day, I'm just going to leave it all at the door when I get home to you in the ass. We're going to spend the golden years together, and somehow they're still going to find the energy to go antiquing on the weekends. I'm going to support you through your run through city council. We're going to spend the golden years together. I wish that you could try. That was such a funny skit, dude. I kind of have a little bit of a alternate Rocky Balboa storyline. You know, in my own mind. Tell you what, man, that Rocky 3, you know, Rocky and Apollo training together, one of my favorite all-time scenes in the Rocky movies. I love that montage. Oh, nice, Toivo Paikkanen again, nice, back to back. I love that. I love that scene when, like, you know, Rocky and Apollo Creed are like working out. They got the workout montage going on, you know, doing the dancing in the mirror, you know what I mean, the way they are, running on the beach, you know, it's one of the greatest movie scenes of all time, dude.
From start to finish, and they've been consistent right through this third period, James. If they can continue this push, they're going to ride this one home.
It's like, imagine an alternate universe where maybe Adrian never woke up, and maybe Rocky felt like without Adrian, he really couldn't, you know, raise the kid all by himself, you know, because he was always like, we got to see him together. You know, that's how Rocky was when his kid was first born after Adrian was in the coma. We're going to see her together. We're going to see the baby together. That's how we got to see them together. I'm not going to see him until she's awake. We're going to see him together. What if she doesn't wake up, though? What if Adrian never wakes up? You know what I mean? I honestly think Rocky would have given his son up for adoption. Because he would have felt like that would have been best for him. You know? And then Rocky would have been so brokenhearted, he would have felt like he could never love another woman again. Rant all crowd scores. So since he feels like he can never love a woman again, maybe the next person that he feels deeply, truly connected to is Apollo Creed. You know where I'm going with this, right? I'm just saying, I could see a relationship like that between Apollo and Rocky. And so because I watched Rocky Balboa at such a young age, I watched the Rocky series at the age of 6, I always thought to myself, one day, one of my dreams was that one day I would meet the Apollo Creed to my Rocky Balboa so we could be best friends. You know, that's what I wanted my best friend to be. I wanted my best friend to be like the Apollo Creed to my Rocky Balboa. That's the friendship that I wanted. I'm Rocky Balboa and my best friend is Apollo Creed. You know? So I was always looking for, you know, the Apollo Creed to my Rocky Balboa.
Astronauts, the player I think had the edge in tonight's matchup, guys. The deciding factor for me was the difference in points between the players we highlighted earlier. He obviously had more offense in tonight's game.
Tries to feed it over to Pasternak. The Bruins played along the wing.
And the Truman Show producer likes to act like he's Rocky, but I'm like, you're nothing like Rocky. Rocky was a good dude. You think Rocky would have brainwashed his fucking son to commit suicide just because he hated him? No. Rocky didn't try to brainwash his son Robert to commit suicide because he hated him. Oh, the reason why my life is so shitty because you exist. No, he never did that. No, he was great to his kid. Which is why I don't get why his son was the way that he was. Now that I don't understand, because Rocky only ever tried to love Robert, and Robert like totally rejected him. You know? And it's like, what the hell, dude? Just be thankful you didn't grow up with an abusive piece of shit asshole who wanted to murder you or brainwash you to commit suicide because he hated you so much. That's the end of that game. That's the end of the preseason. We went undefeated. Good preseason. It's gonna make, that's a good sign for our regular season. I think we're gonna have a good chance at winning the Stanley Cup this year. That's awesome. Can you imagine the Quebec Nordiques return to the NHL and they win the Stanley Cup? Seems only fitting. Oh, they're not gonna tell us the third star of the game. They don't have one for us, but Toivo Paikkonen is the second star of the game with 2 goals and 1 assist. Don't you know? And Jermaine Riley is the first star of the game with 3 goals and a hat trick. Nice. He's my friend. That'll do it for this episode. We will see you on our next episode sometime in the future.